Hello all, this is the booster plan to overcome, to win the depression and not to let it control, not to let the depression and the weakness of the soul to control me. And in our last meeting, we emphasized the importance of revealing the inner will, the will to overcome, the will to outreach my hand and to get some help to change the point of view in which I adopt in order to understand this reality. And we asked, how can we reveal this will? How can we emphasize it? And now in this meeting, I want to ask the question, to answer to the question, why does it happen to us? Why do I suffer from depression? Where does the depression comes from? And in order to understand the answer to this question, we have to get deep into understanding of the soul in some ways. It's like in this plan, I don't want to get too much into the understanding of the anatomy of the soul, but to get a first understanding, we have two voices. One voice, in one voice, it's all about me. I want to be exist. I want to be here. I want my voice to be heard. It's like I want to be. It's about me. And when it's all about me, and this voice, like I put myself, it's like my essence, my creating. I am created. I was created. Now I am existed. I'm being exist. Now I want you to approve me, to let me feel that I am exist. And I need other people, in order to be exist, I need other people to listen to me, to tell me you are good, to accept from me, to receive my message. So I'm always conditioned. What controls me? I need you to approve me. And because I need you to approve me, I'm always in a conditional situation. What is this conditional situation? That I need you to love me, to accept me, to give me a like on Facebook. Without likes, I worth nothing. I did something great. I wrote something. I took a picture. I uploaded a video, but nobody listened to me. Nobody gave me a like, even one like, and it's amazed me. Why? Because I had a beautiful message. Now nobody accepted my message. What do I think? My message is not good enough. And usually I do not think my message is not good enough. I am not good enough. And when I am not good enough, what does it mean? I won't do anymore. I won't push myself forward. I won't create more of this content that I'm delivering. But the main problem is that I'm being controlled by the one that gave me a like on Facebook, and I'm being more controlled by the one that didn't give me a like. So the first voice, it's like the first soul that I have in me. I am. I need to be. I need a proof to my existence all of the time because I want to feel exist. I want to be. I want to be myself. And when I want to be so much, I need you to prove that I am here, that I'm alive, that I'm doing. So I want to influence, I want to reveal my inner powers, but I need you to accept for me. And what's the problem with this voice? It's a great voice because each one of us is existed, is existing. We have been created. But what is the problem? The problem is when you are controlling me and I need your approval. It doesn't matter who you are. It could be, it could be anyone that gave me a like or didn't give me a like. And when I give you the power to approve me, I lose control of my life. And bad, undesirable, we said undesirable emotions, there are those that do not do their role, do not push me forward. The emotions are the engine of the soul. Their whole role, their duty is to push me, to give me passion to do things, to and when I am not full of passion and I just want to stay in myself, with myself, that means the emotions are not, are not acting as an engine, or they are an engine that is not working so good. And when my son wakes up at 12 o'clock noon, I know that there is a light, a red light in the engine that says the engine is now not working good enough. You have to fix something. Something is broken here. The engine, there is a lack of oil or water, or I don't know what, or maybe gas. So there is one voice that tells me, Yehiel, you are the thing. It's all about you. You want to be exist. You want people to appreciate you. You want to be heard. That's why people are doing things in order. They are looking for a meaningful thing. And when they are talking about meaningful thing, they are talking about something that people will remember them, will know them. And this is one voice. And you can see, not only youngsters, but also adults, that they are waiting for the world to approve them, to appreciate them. And without this appreciation, they are lack of something. They are like not existed. And they are not here. There is nothing. I'm nothing. So in order to be someone, I need you to accept me, to approve me as something, as someone. So what's the result? That I need you. And if I feel, and we said it's a subjective feeling, and if I feel that you do not approve me as I wanted, as I need, now I'm being needed. If you do not approve me as I want, then the road to undesirable emotions is so close. You feel nobody wants you. You do not do what you are supposed to do in this life. So you are being controlled by others, and now you are waiting for them. And in this situation, I do not control my reality. I am being controlled. And when I do not control my reality, it's called a bad situation. What it is bad? Bad is disconnection. That I'm not connected to my inner power, to my attributes, to my inner powers, and I do not push myself forward. So the first voice it's a trouble voice, which is a very natural one. That's why being in depression, it's very natural. That's why anxiety, it's a very natural thing. You do not know what will happen in the next moment. This is the way the world is built. You do not know what will happen. And because you do not know, then it's easy to get into fear or anxiety that bad things will happen to me. I'm not afraid about bad things that will happen. I'm afraid that they will happen to me. It's all about me. And when you get penetrate into the thoughts of a person that is suffering from anxiety, you will see that all of his fears are about himself. What will happen to him, and how we will overcome, and how we will pay his mortgage, and how we will find another job, and what will happen to him. He's not so much afraid about the environment, the reality. He's afraid about himself. There is a way here to know yourself, because think about the Ukraine and Russia and the invasion of Russia to Ukraine. When you want to feel what the Ukrainians people are going through, you are now thinking about yourself if you were there. You have to put yourself there in order to feel what they are feeling. Otherwise, you are far away, you are not so connected. You do not feel the fears, the dilemmas, the way they handle the situation, what they feel there when they are, in the underground tunnels or whatever. So it's all about the first voice. In order to feel what you feel, I have to put myself there. I have to be in this place. And when I'm in this place, now I need you to approve me, to accept me, to tell me you are all right. Oh, when you do not tell me you're all right, it's like I have nothing for myself. Without you, I worth nothing, because the emotions are for the other, for you. Without someone else outside of me, I do not need emotions. The whole idea of emotions is for you. So I need you to approve me. And when I need you to approve me, I lose control. And sometimes this voice is, it's the amplifier works too much good and it's too much strong. When it's a very natural voice, we said. But when this voice is too strong, it controls you. So it's okay to have here and there, we have some kind of sadness. Usually they do a separation between sadness and depression. Why? Because it's very easy to say sadness, it's mood, and depression, go to clinic treatment. But the truth is that there is a connection between them. You go from sadness, you lose control, you do not feed yourself and with the right food, that the food that your soul needs. And then you find yourself in a place that you lose control, but you can always gain back the control. That's I think, the most important message of G psychology. You can always get back the control and overcome without the belief that each one of us can overcome is undesirable emotions. You cannot be a leader. You cannot. There is no hope, but there is hope. In every situation, you can overcome. But I just want you to remember, this series. It's not for a clinical situation. It's for everyday life. Each one of us need a booster. This is the first voice, and it's very egocentric voice, and there is a lot of me in this voice. And when you hear someone that speak a lot about himself, and when he speaks, you hear the me, I, all the time. I went, I came, I did. They thought about me. They told me, and it's all about him. You see that is like there is a big problem here, because it's all about him, and now he's in a place that undesirable emotion can jump on him. Why? And depression can jump on him because he calls you, and he does not even think to ask you how you did, how are you. And if he asks like very fast. He's not really does not really want to hear you. So it's like the enemy is waiting for him, just waits. This voice just waits to control him, and and that the undesirable emotion will penetrate into him, and the depression will control him and will lead him. The other voice, the second voice, it's the voice of unity. What does it mean? It's the voice of unity, the voice of me unity. It means that I do not think about myself. I think about what I need to do in this situation. What am I being needed? What is my role here? How can I be united to the thing? When I think about something outside of myself, what now my mother needs for me? She needs that I will be happy and I will come. What my children needs for me? They do not need me to run after them and scream at them. They need a happy father. And one of the way to solve almost all of the problems in parenting and education is giving the children happy marriage, happy house. And happy house is connected to happy relationships and a good relationship. When you are happy, what do you mean that I am happy? I mean that this reality is precise for me. There is no mistake, as we said in the last time. It's like I'm in the right place for me. And if there are problems, I will solve them. I will overcome them. But it's not like someone did to me and I lost everything and I lost the opportunity and depression is in the air and despair and I don't know what's gonna happen. So the second voice push us where to be unite with the thing that we are doing. When I'm speaking, it's not about me. It's about the content. And I could listen to things that I'm saying and say, oh, why you said like that? Oh, you had a grammar mistake. Oh, you wanted to deliver a different idea and to try to edit. And I will not accept myself. Why? Because I think about myself, how I deliver the message. And the more important thing is to be connected to the message itself. The message is in the front. It is the only way that you can, not being stressed when you have to deliver a presentation somewhere or to give a talk. When you are giving a talk, the first thing you to do is not to think that the audience is against you. The opposite is in favor of you. The audience, even though it's not true, even if the audience is against you, think like they want to hear you. Now, from this point of view, you can be connected to the message. You said, okay, now they have different things to do, but my message is the most important thing. And there is message everywhere. I had a friend that her mother was sick, and she felt bad, and it was like she had doesn't matter what kind of disease, and she stopped like walking, and she woke up late at morning, and she started smoking and drinking, unhealthy, eating unhealthy food, and etc. And you get near a bit. She's like in a grief before something happened to her mother, and she's in a sorrow, and oh, my mother, she's sick, and what is going to happen? And when you're listening carefully, you see that she had some kind of, we said, enjoyment or some kind of pleasure. That now let's talk about me and about my mother, that I'm going to lose her, and what really her mother needs. What her mother needs. You cannot help her when she's sick or whatever. What she needs you to be happy. Happiness or do good things. It's the medication to most of the problems. And when I mean happiness, it does not mean smiling all day long. Not being a victim and understanding the situation, and give me a feeling that I will overcome that, and give me hope when somebody is suffering from a disease or something happened to him. It does not need you to tell you that you will tell him, oh, what happened to you? Oh, how will you overcome that? Yo, what a destiny. It's the worst destiny. No, it does not need that. It won't help him. When you are doing so, you are looking for, not for hope, for the opposite. What he needs from you, to encourage him, not to do a big deal out of it, to help him overcome that, to help him forget that. My mother, about 7 months ago, or even more, they announced her that she got back the disease, the cancer after 30 years, the breast cancer, and I told her the first thing, that don't allow friends that want to sit to you and tell you, oh, what happened? You don't need it. The opposite. You need a positive thinking to adopt. And positive thinking is I'm not a victim, and I will overcome that, and I will reveal a better light in my life, and a better level. I will uplift myself to a better level in my life. And it's because everyone tells you, yo, wow, how can you be happy now? It's like you cannot be a dichotomy. You cannot be happy because just now they told you that you are suffering from the disease. And the only way to overcome the disease, not to give her nutrition, it's what? To be in happiness consciousness. And being happy, you can never be happy if you think, what will happen if I have chemotherapy next month, or what will happen if I need the surgery. You can never overcome like that. You cannot. Why? Because your thoughts will start to run. What happened? And what will be with me? And it's all about me. And the only way you can gain happiness, and then not to give nutrition to the disease, to the cancer, and to overcome it. And the result here, this is the good, a good thing that I want to tell you, that she overcome, and the last PET CT that she went through about a month ago, she is almost clean, and it's a very good situation, and it was like unbelievable, winning, and I believe she adopted healthy food, and she did sport as much as she could, but more than that, she adopted positive thinking. And positive thinking starts with understanding the two voices that you have. The one voice, it's a very egocentric voice, and you cannot be positive when you are egocentric. Why? Because when you gain what you wanted, you start, to blow yourself. You're becoming like a balloon. I got it. I'm good. I'm great. And when you are a balloon, it's very easy, to blow you up. Because I just say to you something, and everything that you are feeling is in favor of you or against you. So it's always about you. So we have those two voices, and those two voices tells us what? First, they are natural. The first voice is a very natural one. The Alter Rabbi Shneur Zalman of Liadi, the founder of Chabad movement, is trying to emphasize the point that the first view is very natural, but you have to win it. And there is no winning without effort. You have to understand what is going on in you. Without understanding, it's like think about a doctor that trying to bring you medicine without knowing what is happening to you. He must know. He must have an inner perspective and inner, understand your everything in you, and maybe to take a close look, Röntgen or whatever it needed. So you have to understand what is happening to you. And what is happening to you? One voice, the first voice, the egocentric voice is now in high level. And all you need to do is to download it a bit, to make it less hard, so it will be able to accept other voices. And the second voice is the voice of unity. And when you are unity means that I'm not existed and that there is no me. There is you, but all of you nullify itself in order to connect to something higher than you. There's something more important, to the place that you are being needed, to a higher place. That's the whole idea of nullifying yourself. It's not I'm not here, and it's I told you it's a better feeling when it's not about you. It's about I'm not using even the word meaningful life. Life. What is meaningful life? It's all about me. Is it meaningful? It's not meaningful. I do meaningful things. The better concept is mission. What is your life mission? What? And life mission is not like something very high. It's what is your mission in here, now, in the next moment, what your children need from you. So you have these two voices, and in order to decrease the level of the first voice, and all the problem starts with the first voice, but it's a very natural voice. It's you. I'm here. It's about my existence. So in order to decrease the level, you need to do a few things, and all of those things will get you out of the depression. What you need to do, we'll try to work on it in our next meeting, in our next video. But I want you to more to understand those two voices. When do I find myself united with others, with creation, with things, and I feel so good? When do you feel bad? When you feel yourself. I do not feel my body unless I have a pain somewhere. When do I feel my body? When my leg is hurting me, when I feel the pain. So when you feel yourself, that means it's not a good situation. Think about your day. It's like when you're doing a lot of things, you are concentrate in what you're doing. And when you start thinking about yourself, everything starts to be, in a lazy mode. It's very hard to push yourself to push yourself forward. So and it's not like you can be to hear only one voice. Those two voices are in you, and they are struggling every day, every hour, every minute. And the whole idea is that you'll try to make the second voice, higher, and to control the first voice and to navigate it to the right places in order that the me will not be so powerful. And I won't think, oh, I did something, I contributed to the world, they will remember me after I will die. It's all about you, and when it's all about you, you will suffer. I'm not talking from a moral perspective, moral point of view. I'm talking from the point of view of health, of physical and mental health. That's the idea. And the more, there is something very inherent problem when you are speaking about yourself. You go to treatment and you pay, and now you want to talk about yourself. And sometimes there is not even a problem. The whole problem is you developing the problem. And the more you will talk about yourself, the more you will be in the middle, and the more you will stay in the mud. And in order to get out of the mud, not to be there, you have to stop thinking about yourself. And this is the controversy. This is the problem. And in order to do that, I have to find missions outside of me. And when it's all about myself, it's like I feel I was good, I wasn't good. they liked me, they didn't like me. They accepted me, they didn't accept me. So I want you, to do an exercise. You remember the notebook that we talked about? Take a notebook and write to yourself. Try to describe. Writing, it's like helps you understand. Try to describe a meeting, an event with a close friend, with your spouse, with your family, and try to see this event in 2 points of view. One of a point of view, from an inner point of view, that you were in the first voice controlled you. And you ask yourself, your wife, what about me? What did I get from this situation? And it's all about you. And try now to change voices and to describe the same situation that you thought about, not an imaginary situation, something that happened last week. And try now to put to amplify the second voice and to increase it and to see how you will act if what will motivate you is to be connect. It's not about you, it's about the thing, about the idea, about what you are being needed. So in the next meeting, we will try now to pave the road. How can we do that? How can we decrease the first voice in our head and increase the second voice in our head? Thank you very much. Subscribe, push the button, share if you want, and we will see you in the next meeting.